just gonna say, as I pretty much always say, what's up, my dudes? This is Mounts and Fairy Tales. We have patch notes for Path of Exile 2. Item changes are coming. Let's have a look. One of the things that we have had a lot of feedback about is item drops feeling unrewarding in various situations. Over the last 2 weeks, we have done a major rework to item drops in order to try and address these issues. We are going to be deploying these changes in 0.2.0G today. So as of May 1st, 2025, we are going to be getting the 0.2.0G patch. We had to roll back 0.2.0G earlier after it caused some existing skill gems to be missing from your builds. Interesting. Alright. We will redeploy it on Thursday, May 1st, PDT. Apologies for any inconvenience caused. Okay, so it's happening today, my dudes. 0.2.0G. Hopefully without any gems missing. Okay, let's get to the meat and potatoes here, my dudes. Item rarity. In order to control the items that monsters drop, they primarily have two stats added to them. Monster item quantity is a stat that increases the number of items that are dropped. Monster item rarity, on the other hand, determines how good the items are that drop. Interesting. In order to prevent too much item spam, in Path of Exile 2, we want to rely on item rarity more and item quantity less. This means that the effect that monster item rarity has on your item needs to be powerful and noticeable. Currently, we believe that this stat is not affecting drops enough. For example, when a wisp has possessed a monster, it gives the monster +2 drops and 300% more monster item rarity. The rarity is further increased by each monster that the wisp affected as you were chasing it. This should, in theory, result in noticeably better item drops, but in practice it doesn't feel meaningful enough. This is just one example, but this problem affects drops game-wide from all monsters and chests. We are making some very significant changes to the way that item rarity affects the items you get. Here are some of the highlights. Get your popcorn, my dudes. Here we go. We modified the rarity value at which normal items no longer drop. This means that unique bosses will never drop normal items, except for a select few early in the game. We have halved the amount of rare gold drops. This means that if you roll a rare item, you get more rare equipment or rare currency instead of gold. Rare gold piles are now twice as large, so you still get the same amount of gold as before on average. Gold, magic currency, quality currency, flasks, charms, and runes are now much less likely to drop from monsters with high item rarity. These three changes generally result in around 20 to 30% more rare currency, exalt, alch orbs, regal orbs, etc. Tier 2 rares now drop 4 times more often. Tiers 3 to 5 now drop 30% more often. The mods on tiered rares have also been improved by cutting out more low-level mods, making them better on average than before. Tier 2 and higher magic items now drop around 5 times more often. The low-level mud culling of tier magics have been significantly improved, with tier 2 now culling 50% of the mud range, and improving from there. Tier 5 magic items will usually only roll the highest mod available for any given type. This means that tier magic items should be a much better starting point for crafting or recombination. Okay? These changes significantly improve the effect that item rarity has on the quality of the items you receive. Overall, you should see significantly better items when killing more challenging content. One side effect of this change would have been to make player item rarity that you get on mods on your gear more valuable also, which is not our intention. In order to counter that, we have reduced the effect that these mods have. We have now also lowered the map item rarity mods on maps, as these were having too large of an effect after these changes. The overall effect of these mods would still be similar to before, but the displayed number is lower. Okay. So that's quite a little chunk of text right there explaining what they are doing to buff the item drops pretty much. So just like a super quick recap here. So how I'm understanding it is that they're actually going to be cutting like a bunch of the normal items that you'll be dropping, and they will give you more of like the rarer drops. That's just like the gist of it. Okay, unique boss drop protection. Even if a monster has high monster item rarity, sometimes you can still get a bad drop because you happened to get unlucky. Drop protection involves adding an additional item in the case where you didn't get lucky with the items that naturally dropped. We already have some drop protection rules in place to prevent some of the worst cases, but we didn't think that they went far enough. So they have made the following changes. Except for a few unique bosses at the start of Act 1, all unique bosses will always drop a rare item. In the campaign, you only get the guaranteed rare item the first time you kill the boss. In maps, you always get it. Okay. So they made some changes to the bosses and the boss drops. It's kind of hard to tell without playing it how this improvement is actually gonna feel, but hopefully hopefully that's gonna be like a big improvement. It's gonna make it more desirable to actually go and kill these bosses. So I mean, a bunch of these campaign bosses are giving you extra stuff, like they are giving you passive points. They can also give you like straight up power or resistances or life. But it kind of like isn't enough. So more needs to be done on the campaign bosses so that you actually feel like you're not there just for the kind of like the cool fight and the mechanics. You're also there for the drops. At least that's how it should be, in my opinion. Moving on here to the next point, Asmerian Wisps. Asmerian Wisps were a great example of content that wasn't feeling rewarding enough because item rarity was not having enough of an effect. Wisps now feel much better from those changes alone, but we also made the following changes. Rare monsters possessed by Asmerian Wisps now always drop a rare item. And they also fixed the bug where the first wisp in the Grellwood didn't have its item rarity or quantity stats. Okay. Rare and magic chests. We didn't feel that rare and magic chests were exciting enough to find. True. Ideally, each time you see one, you feel excited to open it. Word, that's how it should be. In order to fix this, we made the following changes. Magic chests have drastically increased item rarity and quantity, and also guarantee at least a magic item. They are approximately as rewarding as rare chests were before. Okay. Rare chests also have drastically increased item rarity and quantity and guaranteed at least a rare item. In cruel difficulty, chests get a further 50% more item quantity and item rarity, and 100% more in endgame, making them very powerful there. Okay. We have changed the map mods that increase the chance of finding magic and rare chests to instead add a fixed number of magic or rare chests. We did not need to lower the chance of these spawning, but you will still get a lot better items overall. This is especially true in endgame, where the number of rare/magic chests was lowered substantially, but the major increases in results from these chests more than make up for that. Okay, so this is going to be exciting to actually have a look at, to be honest. Better loot in chests. Strong boxes. Alright. Excuse me, guys. Strong boxes as a baseline have been increased to be equivalent to the new balance for rare chests. Specifically, hold on a second. Strong boxes have increased item quantity and item rarity, guarantee a rare item as well as getting a further plus 50% more item quantity and item rarity in cruel, and 100% more in the endgame. Okay, well that's a significant change right there. Researchers' strongboxes will now have a much higher chance to drop rare currency instead of magic currency. Reduced the variance in the number of items strongboxes dropped. They should more consistently drop a good number of items. Of course, strongboxes also have mods that allow for further increasing item rarity. These mods were adjusted down for the same reason as the map item rarity mods. They were having too much of an effect relative to other mods after the changes to item rarity more generally. They have the same effect as before, but show a lower value. Okay. So, item changes to the trial of the Sekemas. Sekema trial chests were very underwhelming. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to read this again because, yeah. Sekema trial chests were very underwhelming, considering the amount of work you need to do to earn them. True. We have made significant changes here. Regular bronze chests now have the same base balance as rare chests do in the normal difficulty campaign, including guaranteeing a rare item. Regular bronze chests, that is. Okay, so the bronze chest, that's the kind of like the least valuable of the chests. Silver and gold chests increase the item rarity and item quantity by values significantly higher than before. Arcanists' chests have the same improvements to drop composition as researchers' strongboxes. Arcanist chests' currency and royal chests' jewels are much more common. The chance of getting silver and gold keys as room rewards instead of bronze keys has been significantly increased. Okay, so hopefully, this is gonna be a big like incentive to actually go do more trials, because I mean my stash is filled up with these trial keys, and I'm kind of like almost like staying a little bit away from them. And I know there are a lot of people that are, I mean, they are just like trading and kind of selling these trial runs just because of the fact that like people don't want to do them. So I mean, 100% something needs to be done here, and making them like very valuable when it comes to currency and items. It's probably gonna be like an interesting take. Let's move on to the Trial of Chaos here. In the Trial of Chaos, we were finding that corrupted item rewards were no longer valuable in endgame. In order to improve the rewards, we have made the following changes. As you continue to increase the level you play the Trial of Chaos, corrupted rares are phased out from the rewards, and rare currency stacks are phased in. Items that drop from monsters in the trial no longer have a chance to be corrupted. Okay, so more currency here. Less corrupted items, more currency. Moving on to the expedition mechanic. Expeditions also received some improvements. Expedition magic and rare chests now have the same base balance as other endgame magic and rare chests. Normal expedition chests have also been improved. We also fixed a bug where increased chest item rarity from expedition remnants was not multiplying correctly with the chest item rarity the chest already had. These remnants will now have a greater effect. Buff the rewards from the most expedition remnant mods. Double the number of expedition artifacts that drops. And increase the amount of exotic coinage that drops by plus 50%. Because I mean, you need some reason to actually engage. Like for me, it's particularly like engaging with the rewards that you're actually getting. So you need to be getting some significant rewards that actually kind of makes you want to go and spend those rewards and try to get better gear or better items. I mean, that's pretty much what this patch is all about. So hopefully that's going to be a big win. Okay, so let's move on to the Delirium. The rewards you were getting from Delirium for going deeper into the fog were not high enough. We have made some changes here too. Increase the amount of item rarity per depth in Delirium encounters. It increases to approximately 2.5 times what it was before. Nice. That's also a good change to Delirium. Accessibility to pinnacle content. In order to find loot more easily, it helps to be able to gain some access to being able to fight pinnacle content more easily. We have made the following changes here. Breach splinter drop rates have been increased by 50%. Delirium splinter drop rates have been increased by 80%. The chance of finding audiences with the king in ritual is increased by plus 50%. A couple of other changes also coming in 0.2.0G. We also made some changes to corrupted nexus. They have reduced the number of corrupted nexus you need to complete your Atlas passive tree. Each corrupted nexus now grants 5 skill points, allowing you to complete this task much faster. Increase the visibility of corrupted nexus so that you can see them from further away. Yeah. That's it, my dudes. That's the item. That's the item patch. Is this gonna be enough, my dudes? What do you think? Is this gonna be enough to turn the ship around? Like, is this what's actually gonna fix the drop issues that Path of Exile 2 has? I mean, let me know. Sound off in the comments. This has been the hot new item patch coming today, May 1st, 2025, for Path of Exile 2, Dawn of the Hunt. Is this gonna turn the ship around from mostly negative reviews on Steam? Mostly negative, my dudes. Is that still the case here? Okay, we need to go to the store and search for it. It's still mostly negative. Still mostly negative. 35% of the 17.6k user reviews in the last 30 days are positive. That means that 65% are negative. All reviews are 72% positive. But I mean, this ship needs to turn. And it needs to turn quickly, I think. And I think that this actually showed. This shows. I mean, I'm not playing Path of Exile 2 at the moment. I want to be playing it, but changes need to be done. We will see, my dudes, if this is gonna be it. If this is gonna turn things around. It's gonna be interesting, my dudes. And that's it for these patch notes, my dudes. Item changes incoming. Is it gonna be good? Is it gonna be great? Is it gonna get us back into the game before like the next big update? We will see. This is Mounts of Fairy Tales. This has been the Path of Exile 2 item changes 0.2.0G. Thank you for watching.